Anti-work movement may be long-run risk to labor force participation, Goldman Sachs. About 5 million Americans have exited the labor force since the pandemic began. Goldman Sachs estimates that about 3.4 million are likely gone for good due to retirements, meaning that 1.7 million people are open to returning to work. But Goldman said in a note on November 11 that there is a long-run risk to labor force participation, a general distaste for work. The bank's economics team pointed to the Reddit thread Antiwork, a social media community carrying the mantra unemployment for all, not just the rich. A common theme on Antiwork, younger workers sharing stories about being overworked and burnt out to the point of quitting. The subreddit is about a tenth the size of the Wall Street Bets thread of GameStop mania fame, but Goldman points out that Antiwork now ranks above Wall Street Bets in comments per day. A general distaste for work is the most anodyne way to put being absolutely fucked by this system to the point where we don't want to participate anymore. 3 once-in-a-lifetime economic crashes in one generation will do that to you. 1999, 2008, 2020. Those economic crashes are beloved and cherished fire sales, celebrated after decades of careful planning and dismantling of modern governance. It's easy to call them a disaster, but the reality is they were intentional features of capitalism designed to expand wealth inequality for decades to come. These crashes have been the destruction of the middle class. Better earning half of the working class. Don't fall for the propaganda, if you have to trade hours for dollars to live then you're working class. If you can't afford to quit your job and live off passive income for the rest of your life, you're working class. The working middle class distinction was created to pit the working class against itself. Who could have thought that demanding nearly every waking hour for ceaseless toil despite workers not being able to afford houses or families or anything that makes it worth it would turn workers off of work entirely? Who could have seen this coming, I wonder? First it was work and get a house, then it was work hard and get a house, then work hard to rent a place, then work hard or you'll have sleep in your car, and now it's work hard and have a side hustle and sleep in your car. Work hard and have a side hustle so you can afford to purchase a car, to sleep and coming soon to a first world developed nation near you. Nah, you can't get a car loan living like that. You have to already have the car or you'll be one of the have-nots sleeping outside. Goldman have a reputation of treating their employees like slaves. Fuck them. Edit, most don't get amazing salaries. Per hour a lot get very little, worth ill health, I don't think so. Also gutted our political system, subverted democracy, took $1 trillion in taxpayer dollars to give themselves bonuses following the subprime lending crisis, installed congresspeople favorable to GS interests, operate a revolving door of executives in fiduciary power, and basically own the treasury. And married Ted Cruz. Ick. It really says something that as bad as Ted Cruz is, his family sounds fucking worse. During the freeze, they got caught for their Cancun escape because someone in his wife's group chat with friends outed them. I dunno about y'all, but if I have him participating in a group chat, sharing my vacation plans, it's in the group chat with my best friends. She's so vile that her best friends fucking outed her for being shitty. Just wanted to point out, likely that those friends are just people clinging to their status power. It sounds almost cartoonish, but it's a very real thing for senators and their families. You know we're doing something, right, if big banks like Goldman Sachs are becoming worried about this subreddit. Great anti-work everyone. We're doing something, right, which means they are about to throw an assload of money at derailing the sub and making an enemy out of anyone who commiserates with our shared thoughts here. I'm curious what Reddit would do if some of its investors took offense to this sub, which I am sure some of them do. They're afraid. The surest sign that what anti-work is doing it working. Keep up the good trouble. After years of poor treatment, my garbage management, it feels so good not to be alone. Thank you from my bottom of my heart, wish I could be of more service. After a lifetime of low self-worth and my first job at 16 starting with both customers screaming at me and my manager humiliating me and throwing shit at me, telling me how slow I am, I was dissociating out of panic and that I'm lucky to be there, nowhere else could tolerate me. My father telling me I'm too stupid and incompetent to be a waitress. I spent my whole 20s taking low-wage jobs that shorted my checks and would fuck up my health insurance. Among other things, I thought I would ruin any good company if they dared to hire me. This sub is what genuinely helped me see my own worth and also my hard work and competency, along with the lies and bullshit that the workforce presses down on us. So thanks. My standards are way higher now. Just remember, never ever take a shit during an unpaid break. Always get paid to take that shit. Even if the sub gets locked or filled with trolls, if you've found this place your anti-work for life. The sub doesn't matter. Real life is what matters.